Welcome students. Today's lecture is about tables. In this lecture, I will make you aware about the tables in HTML, how they are created, what are the different tags and attributes which are used for its creation. So, before we start creating a table, let's understand what is a table. Table is basically used to show the data in a tabular form. It is comprised of rows and columns. So tables are not only used for showing the data in a tabular form, but also they are used almost by all web developers for other things also, except showing the data. Like tables are used to divide the page into different sections. They are helpful in creating menus. I hope you understand what is a menu. You have seen menu bar in almost all the websites. Like you see uh, these options on the title bar on the top of the web page on the home page. So this can be created by using a table. Tables are also used to show the images in a arranged manner. So now what are the different tags which are associated with the tables? Let me show you. The main tag is table. Within this table tag, we use tr tag. We use th tag. Tr means table row, th means table heading. We use table data, td tag also. These are the tags which are associated with the tables for creating the tables, uh, and other various attributes are also there which are used in tables. Now let's first talk about different attributes which are used in creating the tables. So first attribute is border. Border color, align, bg color, background, height, then you have width, cell spacing, and last is cell padding. Okay, so these are the 9 attributes that we will discuss in this lecture. First is the border attribute. All these attributes are used in these table tags. Now first is the border attribute. The value specified in the border attribute is a number which will specifies the width of the line. Okay, so if you specify 0, if you specify border is equal to 0, means no border will be shown, no lines will be shown of the table, so table will become invisible. And if you specify 1, then lines will be displayed. 2, then width of the line will starts increasing. Okay, next is the border color. So this will specify the color of the table's border. So let's say this is a table that you have created, and these are the lines. Okay, now what will be the color of these lines that you specify through this border color attribute. Another one is the align, which specifies the alignment of a table according to surrounding text. So the value will be we have right, left, center, and justify. These are the values that can be specified to align attribute. Next is the VG color. VG color means background color of the table. Background. So in this URL, in this attribute, you will specify the URL of the image that you wants to be displayed in the background of the table. Okay, URL means uniform resource locator. This is basically the path of the image that you want to display in the background. Height and width, these are the two attributes in which you specify the height of the table and width of the table. Okay, what will be the height of the table and what will be the width of the table. So in two ways we can specify height and width. One is in pixels, in pixel, and another is in percentage. So in pixel you can specify the height and width, in percentage also. Pixel to समझ में आता है कि this will specify the exact size of the table. What in percentage, in case of percentage, the size, the height and width of the table depends on the size of the browser. As the size of the browser increases or decreases, the size of the table will increase or decrease respectively. So the height and width of the table depends on its parent. Parent means browser. So if you specify, let's say if you specify height 50% and you specify width 50%, it means the table will occupy 50% area of the browser for height and 50% of the area of the browser as width. Okay, next is the cell spacing. This cell spacing and cell padding, the value for these two attributes is specified in pixels, and these two attributes fixes the space between cells in case of cell spacing, and in cell padding it specifies the space between the cell border and their contents. Like let's suppose this is your cell. Okay, so if in this case if you specify cell padding, cell spacing, let's say 20 pixel. Okay, so this 20 means space between cells, this cell and this cell. इन दो सेल्स के बीच में कितना स्पेस होगा बीच में. ओके, सेल पैडिंग हो गया द स्पेस बिटवीन द कंटेंट ऑफ द सेल एंड द सेल बॉर्डर. ओके, how far or how close that content will be from the border, cell border. Okay, so this is about tables and what are the different attributes which are associated with the tables. Okay, now these attributes are generally used with the table tag. Okay, now tr and td tags also have their own some own attributes except these attributes. Okay, so I'm not going into those attributes now. First of all, we will see how by using these tags we can create a simple table. Okay, so let's see. Let's create one table. Okay, so let me create a table. Let's say we have to create this table in HTML. I have this table. These are 3 rows and 3 columns. Let's create this table, and I have something in this columns like name, roll number, and class, let's say. And in name I have a list of students, let's say first student, second student, third student, so on. So if I can add one row, I can add multiple rows also. Let's use 2-3 attributes. Let me use first attribute is border. Border is 2, okay, and border color, yellow, then height equals to 50% of the browser, and width is 50%, let's say, okay. And what about cell spacing and cell padding? Let's say cell spacing equals to we specify cell spacing in pixels, so let's say 10, and cell padding, let's say 5. Okay, now this will open the table tag. Now we have to create the table, actual table. So we have to create the row, then we will create columns in that row. So for creating the row we use tr, okay, and then in the row we create the columns. Now this is my first row. The first row is generally called as the heading row, okay. So the columns, the cells are created in the heading row by using th, okay. Th name, okay, th roll number, th class, okay. Now this creates the row. We close the row, okay. Now first row is created. Now we will create the second row. Now we start creating row columns with td, okay. Now name Ajay, close the td. Next roll number 1, then class td ba semester first, then close the tr, sorry, I have to start the tr, second row, then I close the second row, okay. Now 2 rows are created. Let's create third row, then again start the tr tag, td Sunil, okay, td roll number 2, td class ba semester first, td, and close the tr, okay. Now I've created 2 rows. Third row, same way, just change the values, change the data. This will go on and on. That depends how many rows you want to create, okay. The code will repeat, only the values of the cells will change, okay. So at last you will close the table tag, okay. I hope you understand. This is how you create a table. So that's all for today's class. Thank you.